Saturday morning, it's early, real early, but we've got coffee. The sale room's closed, so we're going to head inside and do the sale previews. For those of you who've never been, I thought I'd share a shot of the sale room. It's an old Art Deco cinema, built in 1927. Great place to work. Let's head inside. This old building still survives with some of its original features, including this old light panel. Now the most iconic feature we've got, which you probably just saw a little shot of there, is the cinema seats. Now that's the thing that prompts everybody as soon as they come in to ask, was this an old cinema? So this is not the most pristine building in the world. The walls are flaking, it's damp, it's drafty, it's cold, and it's not the best street in the world. But this place has got some real charm, real character, and for what we do, there couldn't really be a better sort of place. I mean, going to a custom-built sale room would be great, we'd love that. We'd probably jump at the chance, but I mean, this place is really home. We've known this place since the early 80s. Our customers like it, we like it. And with the advent of the internet, you could really sell from an old shed. If you put together a great sale with good items, people are going to find it and going to want to buy. Okay, the first lot I want to talk to you about today is lot 399, and it's this string of 1930s cherry amber coloured Bakelite beads. And they are just Bakelite, they're not amber, but still they've got a catalogue estimate of 150 to 250 pounds. Now you've probably seen quite a lot of this material going through the sales and making big sums of money recently. We sold a desk stand only a few months ago, made entirely of cherry amber coloured Bakelite, that actually made 12,000, and that was against our own catalogue estimate of 40 to 60 pounds, so quite an embarrassing moment. I'll put a picture of the desk stand right now. And that set was sold to a buyer in Turkey, and he told us that this material is being turned into prayer beads. So it's because Catalin or Bakelite's no longer being made, so it's just being sold as a commodity. Now if you do see a string like this and you're wondering what to look out for to make sure that they are original period and they are made out of said material, then one thing to look out for, I'll just zoom that in there, if you shine a torch through the material, you'll see it has all these striations there instead of just being translucent. So I would point out as well, that's in no way investment advice, but if you are interested, that's what to look out for. So we'll see on the sale, 150 to 250. I think £200-300 should be where we land with that one. Now in these sale previews, what I thought might be a nice feature, instead of just looking at the things that I'm interested in, I'd also take a look at things with a high wish list count. Now what I mean by that is, if people are looking at the sale through the-saleroom.com, they can actually mark an item for their wish list. So you might do this if you wanted to go away and do further research, but it's just a way of bookmarking an item for you to then come back and perhaps bid on. But it's also useful to you as a buyer. I mean, if you look at individual lots, you can see how many people have marked that item on their wish list, so you know what kind of competition there is. It's real useful for us as auctioneers because we can sort of get a barometer on the sale, get a feel for it. So yeah, I'm going to show you things that I'm interested in future episodes, and also what others are looking at. Now the highest wishlist item as of now, Saturday morning, is this lot number 260, which is this rather generous lot of Mamod live steam toys or models. Now there's two Mamod steam tractors in original boxes, and also this Mamod open wagon, which I've actually never seen one of those. I don't know if they're rare or not, but I've never seen one since working here 2001, so they can't be that common. Now the boxed traction engines usually make around £50, 40 to 60. We've got 50 to 100 on the whole lot, so I rather expect them to do the top estimate, if not a bit more, maybe 120, 130. Now if you're the son of an auctioneer or an antique dealer, it stands to reason that your childhood is probably going to be altered or peppered in some way with the antiques trade. Now if I was staying with my mum, we'd have Sega Mega Drive, BMXs, all that kind of stuff what normal kids had. But when I went to stay with Dad, what I played with was live steam Mamod traction engines. So I thought it'd be a great idea to get down nostalgia lane and get one of these bad boys fired up. Okay, so we're recording this on 3 camera angles, 1, 2, 3. It's been a while since I've played with the old Mamod, so you'll have to bear with me. I don't really know what I'm doing. And I will certainly say, don't try this at home, especially if you're a child. They're not really toys, and compared to what kids have these days, certainly nowhere near as safe. Okay, so we have to get to the boiler. I've just dropped a screw somewhere. But anyway, onward and upward. This is the boiler there, so you need to fill that with water. Just works like a normal steam engine, but in miniature. Saying that they're not as safe as modern toys, but God, just a bit more fun. Just load that up there. Get plenty of water. You need lots of steam to drive the old girl. I have, by the way, done a full risk assessment. I've got fire blankets. The fire exit's open. Screw that into the boiler there. Now this is where the fuel supply goes, and we use methylated spirits. That brings back memories from childhood. So Mum, if you're watching, which I know you probably are, probably now's about the time you're going to ring Dad and ask why I was playing with dangerous chemicals and high pressurized steam vessels as a 6-year-old. So the boiler's full, the fuel tank's full, or the burner's full even. Screw that back on there. I need some matches. Now you've got to be quick because this mess can evaporate. There, we've got a bit of a flame going. Stick that in the firebox there. And then you just sit and wait, because that flame we're putting in the back's heating up the water there and pressurizing the steam in that tight boiler there. This is by no way either a science lesson. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but pressure should start to build in there, and then that will drive. Let's show you. The pressure will drive this piston there, which will in turn drive the flywheel and down this band and drive this main drive wheel, and it should set off down the road there. Yeah, we've still got a flame, so that's encouraging. Now these smells really are nostalgic for me, the meths and the fire and the steam. I can't really remember how long it takes, but we did put quite a lot of water in there. And this is the suspense that you just don't get with modern toys. Certainly got a good smell. I don't think this has been fired up in a long time. There's a steam whistle on the back, which hopefully will get that going for you. There's definitely some warmth coming from it now. And if you just feel the underbelly of that tank, that water's starting to go beyond lukewarm. And then obviously it'll turn to steam, and then we'll get some action. It's a long waiting game. At least if they find me in the morning with Mamod steam parts embedded in me, there'll be good footage on the 3 cameras to show what happened. I can definitely hear some noise now. Hope you're feeling the suspense at home. It's certainly exciting for me. Takes you back to Victorian England. Not that I was there. I remember sometimes we'd mess around with these for ages and then they just fizzle out and nothing happens. These things are pretty old obviously, and they're not serviced. The old piston can be all full of dust and dirt, so it's probably not as freely running as it ought to be. Steam whistle's going. There must be pressure enough now. The little engine that could. Nearly. I don't think we're going to get the runaway train I expected, which is a shame. Well, we got it running, and I think that's about the best we're going to do. So, slight anticlimax, but having said that, I think this sort of item is firmly in the category of what some like to call mantiques. So these are clocks and watches, weaponry, that sort of thing. Things that, not always guys, but things that people like to get their hands on and fiddle with. So perhaps somebody will be able to tinker with this engine and get it running better than I could. I mean, there's another one in the lot. We could have tried that, but I think it's probably time to go home. So that's the end of the episode. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe. It's totally free. Just hit the subscribe button just below the video, and also the notification bell if you don't want to miss any future episodes. Next video will be on Saturday. We'll look at the footage of the auction and see how the two lots fared. Also, I'd really be interested in your comments, whether that be critique on the videos, ideas for future episodes, or any questions you've got. Now, where to find the comment section is right below. So scroll down below all the suggested videos, and there you'll find the comment section. See you next Saturday.